Are your elk calls as ineffective as the current Congress? Well, when you hunt public land bulls, sometimes they just won't answer a call. And I'm up against that this morning. So instead of just charging through the woods calling, I am slipping through the woods looking for a whitetail-like ambush spot. And I'm going to show you three. Here's the first one, a trail in a saddle. This trail right here leads right down and over that edge, and of course the opposite direction, same thing. So what you need to do is get up here on this saddle. It's a great crossing point, especially if you've got feed or meadow on one side, maybe water on the other, and then test the wind, get the wind in your favor, and set up on the downwind side so the elk will pass by. You can do a little calling, it might bring them in, or you can just sit there and wait like you would on a whitetail stand and eat a sandwich. Okay, let's move on to your next one. The next one is wallows. Are you ready? Let's go. Well, it's middle of the afternoon in elk country. In fact, my watch says about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, instead of going back to camp and sleeping like a lot of guys do during these middle of the day hours, I have stayed out here, and what I focused on are wallows. I've set up near a wallow. It's in a slight opening in a very remote canyon. You can only get in here by hiking or horseback, but it's a pretty good bet that an elk is going to show up here in the next few days. Why? Well, it's early season. The bulls are wandering between herds. And the other reason is it's super, super hot. Down on the prairies below, just a few miles below out of the mountains here, it's in the mid 90s. Up here in the mountains, it's in the 70s. That's hot for an elk. But for bow hunters, it's also hot because you might get a bull to walk out here at any minute, and especially as the hours start getting closer to sunset and working this wallow. Now, I've had a great day of elk hunting, and it's not over yet. I've been in elk most of the day, and for some strange reason right here as the sun's setting, it's gone quiet. I'm still waiting for a bugle. I've done just a little bit of calling, but I'm hoping these bulls will spark up on their own like they did this morning. Now, where am I waiting at? This is another staging area where elk like to come into. I'm right on the edge of a clear cut. Now, all across the West, you'll find these clear cuts where timber companies have come in and they've taken a big swath of timber out. And what they've left is an area that's filled in with smaller, new seedlings and grass. And the elk like to go in there to graze, and they like to go in there to hide. This morning I had a bull at 40 yards. I just couldn't get a shot because he was in some thick cover. But I love hunting bulls like that, up close and personal. Am I going to get a shot yet tonight? Well, that's up to the elk. But I am going to hang tight right along this clear cut. Well, the clear cut worked, except no bull showed up. A group of cows is out here at a couple 100 yards feeding. They're kind of keyed up. My wind is going downhill, and we're parallel to each other, so they're not getting my scent. But for some reason, they're real keyed up, and there's no bull with them. It's almost dark. I'm going to get ready to hike out of here. I got a long hike yet back to the truck, so... Well, there you have it. 3 different strategies that you can use when the elk aren't coming to your calls. They're, whitetail-like, and that's good because a lot of you, like me, are whitetail hunters. So, if you're having a tough time with your calls, go whitetail on the elk.